Hello everyone and welcome to my sad little corner of the internet. You're watching Graphics and today we are going to read some feminist tweets together. It has been a while since we've done that and it has been a while since I've uploaded at all. I've been back in school for a few weeks now and as you can tell I am actually very busy at the moment, so I can't upload the amount of videos that I would actually like to upload. So yeah, let's just get started with the video. What were we talking about again? Ah yes, tweets. Or as feminists like to call them, trustworthy sources.
Enjoy your hassle-free evening, folks, and remember, blocking is fun and healthy.
Alright, let's start with this little gem right away. First of all, I am someone who believes in a meritocracy of ideas. Good ideas hold up, and bad ideas don't. They can't hold up under scrutiny. It's the immune system of freedom of speech, really, and it's why I believe it shouldn't be illegal to deny the Holocaust. It's why I think not a single form of expression should be forbidden by law. It really grinds my gears that there are people out there who do not only block people, but take pride in it too. Here in the secular corner of YouTube, at least, blocking opposing voices is as close to committing sin as an atheist can get. But for the feminist and social justice warriors, it seems to be a source of pride. They brag all day about their thin-skinned nature and the fact that they block every view that infiltrates their little echo chamber. It says a lot about their movement, to be honest.
Father's Day is so offensive to same-sex parents and single mothers. Stop the patriarchy and ban Father's Day. Hashtag yes all women. Hashtag feminism.
And while you're at it, let's ban Mother's Day as well. I don't see how this could only apply to Father's Day, but not to Mother's Day. Any holiday that celebrates mothers or fathers is offensive in your mind. But I have to ask a question. Did it ever occur to you that even for highly sensitive feminists like yourself, there is no reason to have a problem with any of these holidays? Not for same-sex or single parents. Why can't a single dad celebrate Father's Day? Why can't a single mom celebrate Mother's Day? Why can't gay fathers celebrate Father's Day? Why can't lesbian mothers celebrate Mother's Day? See where I'm getting at? I just can't see your points, I'm sorry, and I really tried.
Misandry is a joke used by women to vent frustration, and misogyny is an expression of hatred backed by power. They are not equal. Duh.
My name is Bailey, the secret love child of Anne Hathaway and Jessica Valenti. On my Twitter account, I combat sexism. Oh, did I mention sexism is only an issue when it affects women? I didn't? Oh, how shameful! Allow me to explain myself. Women can't ever hate men. It simply doesn't happen. And I can speak for all women because I am a feminist and I get to use the yes all women hashtag. I can't repeat this often enough. Women are never misandrous, and even when they are not, because they're just joking. Don't forget to support my Patreon.
Imagine if men were as disgusted with rape as they are with periods. Imagine if feminists were as disgusted with female rapists and pedophiles as they are with men sitting comfortably on a bus.
Darling, this might be a tough pill for you to swallow, but I've been told people don't like the substances that leak out of your body. Whether it is drool, snot, sweat, bath, blood, poo, pee. It's fucking disgusting. Sorry, that has nothing to do with sexism in any way, shape, or form. The only menstruation-related backlash I've seen is the backlash that occurred after some women thought it would be charming to walk around menstruating with no pads or tampons. And that is actually really understandable. I mean, imagine if a guy would lower his pants and take a piss right in front of you. No. Don't say anything. Don't tell him he can't, 'cause that would be piss-shaming. No one thinks you should be ashamed of your periods. No one. But everyone thinks it's nasty when you bleed all over the fucking furniture. It's no rocket science, you gods.
I've gone from wouldn't piss on Gamergate if you were on fire to would hold it for an hour until the flames went out to piss on the ashes.
Oh, please do tell me more about your moral superiority while you are tweeting about the fact that people who disagree with you deserve to burn alive.
A staggering number of tabletop games employ colonialism in their theme and game mechanics. No wonder board game circles are so damn white.
There are two options here, John. You either have a terrible sense of humor, or it must be terrible to be you. I can't imagine what life must be like thinking like that. You probably can't enjoy a hamburger, or go out with friends, or drive a car, or watch a movie without finding anything to nag about. Don't you grow tired of yourself? Because I am surely growing tired of you.
I was under the impression that only women can get pregnant. You are under a very cisgender normative impression. It's inappropriate.
Only women can get pregnant. Look, lady, I am all for equality. If you are transgender, fine. If you are a man but you now want to be a woman, fine. If your name was Bruce but you now want me to call you Caitlin, sure. I'm not some bitch that makes a problem out of shit like that. But some things are biological facts. They are not up for debate. They are not questionable. Only women can get pregnant, full stop. Period. That is not a cisgender normative impression. Women have wombs, men don't. That doesn't mean all women can give birth, but getting pregnant really is something only women can do. Within the human species, that is, of course.
Really, Jenner? Fucking really? You ignorant, self-hating, transphobic bitch!
Look, I like Caitlyn Jenner. Now, I'm sort of done with the media circus that developed itself around her, but I don't think that's her fault. I blame the media and a certain proportion of the American population that manages to get the most trivial topics incredibly overhyped. But Caitlyn Jenner herself? Sure, nothing wrong with her. She seems to have a sense of humor too. I mean, when people dress like her on Halloween, she finds that funny and, quote-unquote, not offensive at all. But now you are sitting here, making a fool out of yourself, getting offended on her behalf. Why don't you go play with your Legos? Return when you are mature enough to handle the real world. Just because you don't have a sense of humor doesn't mean anybody else is allowed to have one. She's not self-hating. She's actually confident enough to appreciate it when people make a joke about her. That is a level of intellectual maturity that you won't reach anytime soon.
Hashtag yes all women, because we live in a society where we teach women how to avoid rape but don't teach men self-control.
God, I don't think there is an argument I hate more than this one. There is nothing, wait, bold letters, nothing, wait, italic, nothing wrong with teaching people to be careful. I don't think a girl walking through a bad neighborhood deserves to get raped. But is it smart to walk through bad neighborhoods as a woman all by yourself? Hell no. If you think teaching criminals not to commit crimes is going to put a stop to crime, you're dumb. I'm very sorry. There's no nicer way for me to put it. This is not how the world works, man. Rapists will rape, and not because no one has ever told them rape is bad. Hell, most rapists know what they did was wrong. They just don't care. You're not going to stop them, Nico. So why not teach people how to avoid situations where rape could occur? Telling a girl that she shouldn't leave her drink alone, to me, is in the same alley as don't take candy from strangers, kids. Or do you think we also should teach pedophiles to leave children alone instead of teaching children to be careful?
Social justice activists struggle to, say, run a YouTube series without being chased off the internet, but supposedly control the world.
But that is only because you have no backbone. Everyone who takes a stance on anything online gets harassment. Have you ever seen the open letters section of the Richard Dawkins Foundation? You should go have a look if you want to see some religious assholes spewing bullshit. Have you ever seen the Twitter account of Hillary Clinton? The Twitter account of Donald Trump? Hell, have you seen the comment section of a PewDiePie video? The guy isn't even controversial, and even he gets this shit. Everyone gets harassed these days, by your standards. It's just that there's only one group of people that acts like the damsel in distress any time it happens. And that group is your group, your corner of the internet. Oh, and don't act as if your own thin-skinned nature is now compromising your influence. It is quite the opposite, actually. You can win a debate by just yelling sexism, by just crying out in distress. I mean, the quality of your arguments has never been very convincing, hence why you never debate using arguments, so all you do is playing victim online. And it works. It fucking works. One angry tweet and your own personal hate mob is rallying to your side. Your ability to take offense by everything has been your strongest weapon so far.
Why can't I simply say that all men are rapists and video games make men kill and rape without being attacked by Gamergate?
Just no. Stop. Go home. Just stop it.
Hashtag growing up a girl. I go from being called beautiful to ugly after rejecting a guy.
Wait a second. Aren't you a dude? Aren't you a guy? You didn't grow up a girl. I mean, maybe you're trans or something, but I don't don't think so. If you're trans, they actually did a very good job. You really look like a dude. Anyway, what you just said, I actually never had that happen to me before. And I doubt whether or not this is even a common thing. I mean, I'm sure it happened to somebody, somewhere, but that doesn't mean this is the way guys act when they get rejected by a girl. But you know what? I'm not bloody stupid. I know exactly what's going on here. I know who you really are.
Pretty sure I'm the best auntie ever.
No, you are the auntie that uses kids that don't even understand the world around them to propagate your own opinions. There is no such thing as a Christian baby, or a Republican baby, or a cultural libertarian baby. And no, feminist babies are not a thing either. I'm sorry, Jessica, but I really hate it when people indoctrinate kids to believe certain things. You are using an innocent child to further your own agenda, and I personally think that's wrong.
I don't think men need to be taught self-control. I think they need to learn how to act like a decent human. Hashtag yes all women. Hashtag stop rape educate.
Listen, Olivia, you seem to think people rape because they don't know rape is bad. I mean, that isn't crazy at all, isn't it? That is totally how the world works. I heard that when Ted Bundy got arrested, he found out for the very first time that rape was bad. And Ted was all like, dude, why didn't you tell me before? If I knew rape was bad, I wouldn't have killed and raped hundreds of women. Listen, lass, you're probably not dumb. You're just a teen with an opinion that doesn't make sense. You're not the first 15-year-old that yells something crazy. The only difference is that 20 years ago, 15-year-olds yelled crazy shit during lunch break. Now they yell it online for the entire world to see. And that is one of the reasons why I'm a bit skeptical about young people on the internet. They say things, then do things, once on the internet are there to stay, at an age where they often don't realize what they are doing. But anyway, end of rant.
Hashtag growing up a girl when you're walking alone by a group of guys and one of them shouts at you.
When my brother walks past a group of guys, odds are that they call him a faggot, just to piss him off, or they yell something about his mother, or they threaten to beat him up. And yeah, when I walk past that same group, they will make sexual remarks, not because of institutionalized sexism, but because some people are assholes. And granted, misogyny exists, but then again, so does misandry.
Because when a guy writes and sings a song about an ex, it's romantic, and if a woman does it, it's pathetic and stupid. Hashtag yes all women.
There is a difference between a song you dedicate to one ex, which every single singer has probably done at some point in their life, and dedicating your entire repertoire to it. Hell, I can't even recall the last time Taylor Swift released a song that wasn't a jab at some ex-boyfriend. Oh, and it was also always their fault. Never hers, always their fault. You know, I'd really like it if Taylor's exes would come together and record a song called Taylor, Do You Ever Think It Could Be You?
I am shocked I say, at the new white supremacist use
I like to remind all of you of the Reddit experiment where they took quotes from storm facts and social justice warriors, where they took away all the variables so people could guess who said what. It is surprising how much similarity there is between the language that is used. Sargon of Akkad actually made a video about it, and I don't exactly recall what was said in the video, but I'll just put the link in the description down below for those of you who are interested. And I suggest you are going to watch it too, Chris.
If an angry, shouty man harasser type on YouTube steals your video and turn it to pause, scream at you, you have every right to copyright claim it. There's a whole horde of them that do this. It's 1, sending giant harassment armies down on people, and 2, stealing and monetizing content. Copyright claiming them if they do this is practically a public service because it stops them from doing it indiscriminately to others.
Locking up Sarah Nyberg is practically a public service if it stops her from preying on children. Oh, did I forget to tell you? There are chat logs in which Sarah Nyberg admits she is a pedophile, and chat logs in which she is making inappropriate remarks about a child. There. I'm going to leave that picture up for some time. Anyway, let's respond to what Sarah says here, shall we? The angry, shouty man harasser type on YouTube she is talking about is a big, vague boogeyman. It's a word she tosses around very casually. Actually, Sarah likes to call everyone who doesn't agree with her all sorts of names, and this is just one of them. To make a long story short, What Sarah is actually saying is that it is okay to silence the opposition. It is okay to copyright claim their video because they are stealing and monetizing content. Did you ever hear about the Fair Use Act, Sarah? If you didn't, you should read about it. It's actually good stuff. I also like to remind you that pop culture critics are constantly making money off of criticizing other people's work. Taking apart videos or analyzing movies and games is basically these people's sources of income. So you, more than anybody else, should understand the importance of fair use. Yet you will file a copyright claim when someone else does the very same thing to you, you hypocritical twat waffle.
I have a boyfriend is the easiest way to get a man to leave you alone, because he respects another man more than you. Hashtag yes all women.
Yum, yum, yum. Uh-oh.
You do realize a lot of women like to play hard to get, right? No is not per se a definitive answer. Someone who isn't interested in you might get interested later, or might already be interested but just wants you to try harder. Someone who just says no might be convinced to say yes. However, if that person is in a relationship, it is really game over. That person is taken and not willing to cheat on whoever it is they are dating. And some people are very pushy. When I tell people who are flirting with me that I have a boyfriend, that usually doesn't work. But alright, let's move on.
There's sort of freedom in knowing that you could be the most powerful woman ever and still hear the shit regularly.
Before I actually read out the tweet, I want to add that I think Angela Merkel is the most powerful woman on earth right now, and not Hillary. But that's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Anyways.
We lose people to gun violence every day. It's time to come to grips with this. We need common sense reforms to keep weapons out of the hands of criminals, the violently unstable, domestic abusers, and terrorists. A majority of Americans and a majority of gun owners support universal background checks. It makes no sense that bipartisan legislation supporting universal background checks failed despite overwhelming support from the public. Politics are hard, but when it comes to gun violence, we cannot give up. We cannot sit by while more good people die. We must keep going. Fit on my face.
Sorry, Jessica. For God's sake, you are not telling me you weren't laughing when you saw this. My God.
Should I get back into doing stand-up, yes or no?
No.
Period shaming is a thing, and this woman ran a long way to protest it.
Period shaming isn't a thing. God, how often do I have to explain that? No one cares about the fact that you menstruate now and then. What people care about is personal hygiene. I don't think you should be ashamed of the fact that you need to shit now and then, but if you pull your pants down right in front of me and release the kraken, I'm gonna get fucking pissed. That's just nasty. The same thing goes for period blood. It's natural, and every guy understands there's nothing wrong with menstruating. But running around with no tampons or pads is fucking disgusting.
Hashtag yes all women, because women should be able to wear whatever they want without worrying about whether or not their clothes are too provocative.
You are able to wear whatever you want. Do some assholes comment on it? Yeah, but that's because some people are assholes. Sorry, sometimes life is just that simple. If you are a gothic, people will comment on your style too. Hell, getting reactions out of people is often a reason for people to dress a certain way. Now, I'm not denying the she was dressing provocative argument is never brought up. When a woman gets raped, you sometimes hear people say shit like that. I admit that. She shouldn't have gone to that part of town. She shouldn't have dressed that way. Sure, I've heard them all before. And I don't think that's a fair thing to say. I'll give you that much. But please let's not forget that this doesn't happen as much anymore as it used to. And I also want to add that this really isn't an issue. This is really not what you should be wasting your time on.
Hashtag yes all women. Regret sex is rape victim.
No. If you have sex with someone and come to regret it, that is not the fault of the person you had sex with. In the West, we punish people for committing crimes, and having sex with someone that doesn't want to have sex with you and objects is a crime. It's called rape. You go to jail for it. However, when that person consents and isn't a minor, it is completely legal. Now, if you come to regret it 24 hours later, and that can happen, I mean, if you drink too much, or if it's a party and you just feel like getting laid and you get laid, and then later on you come to the conclusion that you regret it, you know, stuff like that happens, and it's understandable, but it doesn't change the act itself. It doesn't change the fact that at the time you were both consenting adults and there was nothing illegal about it. Okay? What you are saying is the equivalent of selling your car and accusing the buyer of theft 24 hours later because you changed your mind and came to regret the sale. You need to ask yourself this question. Why do people get traumatized by rape? The fact they had sex with a person they didn't want to have sex with is definitely part of it, but it's not the biggest reason. The biggest reason is the happening itself, the fear, the pain, the fact that you can't fight back, the embarrassment you feel. That is what is so traumatizing, and that is why there is a huge difference between rape and regretting sex. If you have consensual sex, it will most likely be a pleasant experience. This won't change if you wake up one day and then realize that you made a mistake. The events of the night before won't become awfully horrific all of a sudden. This really is no fucking rocket science. Look, rape is one of the worst things that can happen to a person, and it is one of the worst things you can do to a person. So let's not denigrate the definition of rape to include any form of physical contact you came to regret, because that way people won't take you seriously any longer. They will reach a point where even the word rape is not taken seriously any longer. But alright, for the sake of the argument, let's all imagine a world where you can take back consent. You have sex with someone, you consent at the time, but a day later you regret it and you decide to take back consent. This turns a well-intentioned guy into a rapist and he will be thrown in jail. Can I ask you a question now? Quickly, okay? Does your system work both ways, is what I want to know. Because if it does, that means I can take back consent, but I can also give back consent. You know what that means? If I get raped and I give back consent, we have to release the rapist from jail. Do you ever think about that? For fuck's sakes, anyway. I hope you enjoyed the video. When I'm recording this, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I hope it is of a reasonable length. I know a lot of people don't like the longer videos, but I do. And I also feel better about myself when uploading them because I feel like I'm actually giving you some substantial content. I know that I'm busy, and I will be busy for a bit longer, but I am slowly getting into a rhythm where I know when I have time for videos and when I don't. I mean, I'm off on Thursday, and right now I'm in dubio on whether or not I should spend that day doing homework or making videos. I guess I could do my homework in the weekends and then use the Thursday for videos, or the other way around. So that is basically what I'm thinking about right now, but that's honestly not interesting for you guys to know. Anyway, what you can expect for the upcoming few weeks: I'm gonna do a video in which I debunk feminist arguments. That's gonna be a pretty long one. I am also working on a video about the Greek debt, and I think that is going to be boring as hell. I only do it because I find it interesting, I find it important, and I hope that some of you, even if it's only 10 of you, agree with me and will watch it. But that is a video I'm working on right now. I'm also working on a video in which I debunk some of the shit that a Holocaust skeptic says, and then I'm also working on a video about taking back consent. And if you listen to the last tweet that I was responding to, then you know what that video is gonna be like, and hopefully you'll look forward to it. Oh, I also want to do a 2,000 subscriber stream because I passed the 2,000 subs a few days ago. I didn't even notice. I was in school and I came back and all of a sudden I had 2,000 subs. So thank you very much for that, guys. It didn't go unnoticed, it's just that I didn't have the time yet to do something with it. But anyway, there's a stream coming up and a bunch of other cool stuff, and I hope to see you guys next time. Cheers. Yeah, I guess this is the moment when you stop watching the video and go do something useful with your time. Dreaming about Sargon of Akkad's beard or something, I don't know. It's probably what I'm gonna do. Oh, for fuck's sake, I should cut that out. No, I'm not gonna cut that out, I'm too lazy. Anyways, yeah, see you guys next time.